The air hummed with quiet industry. Morefit smiled, his heart swelling with familiar pride. His apiary, nestled in the tranquil village of Ntankoro, was a symphony of buzzing bees. Each hive was a testament to his dedication, a golden treasury built on years of patient labor.
I am not just a beekeeper, I am a guardian, a shepherd of these industrious creatures.
He understood their silent language, respected their tireless work ethic. Their honey was more than just a sweetener, it was liquid gold, a symbol of the harmonious partnership he had cultivated. The sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky in hues of orange and purple. Morefit took one last glance at his hives, a sense of peace settling over him. He would return in the morning, ready to begin the day's harvest. Little did he know a storm was brewing on the horizon, a darkness that threatened to shatter the tranquility of his existence. His world, so full of buzzing life, was about to be shrouded in silence. This peaceful night would give way to a devastating discovery. The morning sun, usually a welcome sight, brought with it a chilling discovery. Morefit stood frozen, his heart sinking as he surveyed the wreckage of his apiary. The air, once alive with the hum of bees, was heavy with an eerie silence. Smashed hives lay scattered like fallen soldiers, their golden treasures looted.
Who would do such a thing?
A wave of nausea washed over him. It wasn't just the financial loss, it was the violation, the sheer malice of the act that cut deep. The question echoed in his mind as he picked up a splintered piece of wood, his fingers trembling with anger and disbelief. This was more than just theft. It was an act of deliberate cruelty, a blow struck at the very heart of his livelihood. The honey could be replaced, but the emotional toll was immeasurable. A knot of fear tightened in his chest. Would this nightmare repeat itself? The following year, Morefit rebuilt. He reinforced his hives, added security measures, and even slept in his apiary, determined to protect his livelihood. He refused to let fear cripple him, to abandon his passion because of one cruel act. Yet, despite his precautions, the nightmare returned. The familiar scene of destruction greeted him once again. The hives were shattered, the honey stolen.
This time it feels different, more personal. It's as if the thief is mocking me, taunting my efforts.
Despair threatened to consume him, but a spark of defiance flickered within his heart. A cold fury began to burn alongside the fear. He would not be defeated. He would find this thief, bring them to justice. He owed it to himself, to his bees, to the years of dedicated work that had been so ruthlessly destroyed. Morefit was a man of peace, but this felt like a war he couldn't afford to lose. 2023 dawned with a sense of foreboding. Morefit had reported the thefts to the police, but their investigation yielded no results. The villagers, though sympathetic, could offer little help. The thief, it seemed, was a phantom, operating with impunity under the cloak of darkness. Morefit felt a heavy weight settle on his chest, a crushing blend of anger, fear, and helplessness.
Am I fighting a losing battle? Am I foolish to hope for justice, for a return to the peace I once knew?
He pored over the wreckage of his apiary, searching for clues, but found only silence and devastation. The familiar buzzing of his bees was replaced by the hollow echo of his own despair. His once thriving apiary now resembled a graveyard of shattered dreams. Doubt crept into his thoughts. Was he fighting a losing battle? Was he foolish to hope for justice, for a return to the peace he once knew? The year 2024 arrived, and with it, a renewed sense of determination bloomed within Morefit. He would not be defeated. He would not let this thief break his spirit. He realized he couldn't fight this battle alone. He needed help, a fresh perspective.
That's when I decided to hire Yusuf, a young man from the village known for his sharp wit and keen observation skills.
Yusuf listened intently as Morefit recounted the events of the past 3 years, his eyes reflecting the older man's pain and frustration. When Morefit finished, Yusuf spoke, his voice calm but firm.
We will catch this thief. We'll devise a plan, a trap so cunning, so unexpected, that the thief won't see it coming.
Hope flickered in Morefit's eyes. It was a small spark, but it was enough to rekindle his fighting spirit. Morefit and Yusuf spent days strategizing. They studied the layout of the apiary, the surrounding woods, searching for any advantage they could exploit. They knew they couldn't rely on conventional methods. The thief was too cunning, too elusive. Their plan had to be as intricate and meticulous as the combs the bees built.
Let's create a network of tripwires and alarms, almost invisible in the undergrowth. These won't necessarily stop the thief, but they'll serve as an early warning system.
And will enlist the help of the villagers. Spread the word that you're hiring extra hands for the honey harvest. The thief, driven by greed, will surely be drawn in by the promise of a larger haul.
It was a two-pronged approach, and both men felt a growing sense of anticipation as they prepared to put their plan into action. As the honey harvest season approached, a sense of anticipation hung heavy in the air. Morefit had carefully placed his traps, his heart pounding with a mixture of hope and dread. Every rustle of leaves, every shadow seemed to whisper the thief's approach.
Night after night, we kept watch over the apiary, along with a rotating group of trusted villagers.
The waiting was agonizing. The nights were long, punctuated by the chirping of crickets and the distant howl of a lonely dog. Doubt gnawed at Morefit's resolve.
What if the thief doesn't come? What if our plan has failed?
But each time despair threatened to consume him, he would look at Yubi, at the determined set of his jaw, and his hope would be rekindled. They had come too far to give up now. The night the thief finally arrived was moonless, the apiary shrouded in an almost impenetrable darkness. The first sign was a faint rustling sound, followed by the soft thud of something brushing against a tripwire. Morefit's heart leaped into his throat. This was it. The moment of truth had arrived. Truth had.
This is it.
He signaled to Yusuf and the other villagers. They moved silently, like shadows themselves, surrounding the apiary. A beam of moonlight broke through the clouds, illuminating a figure hunched over one of the hives. It was Morefit, who recognized him first.
Stop, police!
The figure froze, startled by the sudden confrontation. For a fleeting moment their eyes met, and in that shared glance Morefit saw a flicker of recognition. The thief, caught red-handed, was none other Beekeeper, a young man who had often expressed sympathy for Morefit's plight. Betrayal cut deeper than anger. The villagers watched in stunned silence as their neighbor, the one they had trusted, was apprehended. Morefit felt a surge of disappointment, of anger, but also a sense of relief.
I can't believe it. Him of all people.
The stolen honey was recovered, the evidence of the crime undeniable. Yubi's face, etched with shame and disbelief, could only lower his gaze. The news spread through Antankoro like wildfire, leaving a trail of shock and anger in its wake. The villagers, who had once sympathized with Morefit, now grappled with the betrayal of one of their own.
I never imagined it would be him.
In the ensuing trial, Yusi's testimony proved crucial. He recounted their meticulous planning, their sleepless nights spent guarding the apiary, and the moment they finally caught the thief. The court, convinced of the evidence presented, found Beekeeper guilty. He was sentenced to a year in prison and ordered to pay restitution to Morefit for the losses he had incurred.
We did everything we could to protect the hives. I'm glad justice is served.
As Morefit stood outside the courthouse, the weight of the past 4 years finally lifted from his shoulders. Justice had been served. The thief had been unmasked, his deceit exposed. The stolen honey could never truly compensate for the emotional toll, the sleepless nights, and the ever-present fear, but there was satisfaction in knowing that the truth had prevailed.
Finally, some peace.
Life in Antankoro slowly returned to a semblance of normalcy. The villagers, though still shaken by the betrayal, rallied around Morefit, offering their support and assistance in rebuilding his apiary. The gentle hum of bees once again filled the air, a testament to Morefit's resilience and the community's spirit of forgiveness.
It's good to hear the bees again. Thank you, everyone.
The experience had changed Morefit. He was no longer naive, but he refused to let cynicism cloud his view. He had faced adversity head-on and emerged victorious. The honey he harvested now held a bittersweet taste, a reminder of the darkness he had overcome and the unwavering spirit that had seen him through. The hive, once ravaged by deceit, was now a symbol of hope, a testament to the enduring power of truth and justice.
This hive, it's a new beginning, a symbol of hope.